Hi guys.
So we recently just got back from a cruise on the Costa Smeralda and we wanted to share our initial thoughts and reviews with you. But first of all, before we went, were looking at some of the reviews from other people and we wanted to share those with you to think if we'd gone bonkers or not.
Yeah, some of the reviews weren't that good. I mean, we had reviews such as, I would give it negative stars if I could.
Terrible food, terrible service.
Horrible staff, horrible rules, and horrible ship.
Stay away from this cruise line.
And after this cruise, I will never cruise Costa again.
Wow, those are pretty negative and powerful reviews.
Yeah, that's what made us a bit worried about going on to Costa, so we didn't have much expectation going on there.
So before we go into our review, here is a whirlwind tour of the ship, just to give you a little taster of some of the things we got up to. See you in a bit. So we're going to start with the embarkation process. Before going, we checked with Costa that we could definitely cruise because it was a cruise to Italy. However, when we did go to check in at the port, they were a little bit confused and they did really struggle with this. We had to have Costa step in quite a number of times just to get through to the actual testing process.
Yeah, it was really stressful, but we got through.
Once we checked in, we went for our PCR test. That was super smooth.
Yeah, they put us into groups, and while we were waiting for the 3 hours for the PCR test to come back, they gave us some free drinks, so non-alcoholic, but it was good. And they also gave us a packed lunch, and the packed lunch was pretty good,
really substantial.
Really good.
It was really good. So whilst we were waiting, there was a great little terrace area that we could sit at, and you were kind of within touching distance of the ship.
Yeah.
It's kind of frustrating. But once we were given the all clear, we could get on board. It was really quick to board and we were kind of just so excited to get on the ship.
Okay, so our first impressions of Costa when we stepped on the ship.
Wow, she is a huge ship.
It was huge. It was different to what we'd experienced before.
So the first thing we wanted to do when we got on board was go straight to our cabin and just take 5 minutes just to relax.
So when you get there, the door was open. So we just had to push the door open, walk in, our cards were there. We did a short cabin tour, and that's something that you can check out on one of our other videos.
So let's talk about the restaurants. Costa gets a lot of negative reviews for this, however we found the food to be truly amazing.
Absolutely. Yeah.
They've got two main options really. You've got the main dining rooms, or you've got a couple of specialty restaurants. Being an Italian cruise line, the pizzas were absolutely amazing. Josh got a really long mozzarella pull on one of them, which was quite funny to watch. We didn't try Il Baccaro, however we understand it to be a little bit like a tapas type restaurant.
Like Italian tapas, yeah. Two street food options. So one was poke, which was like Mexican food, and the other was called the Salty Beach, and that's where you could get these massive hamburgers and fries, and it was only €3 for that. So it's really good value for money, I think.
Those burgers were so good.
Oh, they were so good. At night when we were sailing to the next destination, they did include a destination dish, and it just brought the food to life. It was really, really good.
Another really good thing, everything is accessed through the app, so you can get all the menus, everything in advance of actually going to the restaurant, so you can know, is that a good night to go to the main dining room, or do I want to try the pizzeria that night?
Yeah. If you wanted to grab an ice cream, there was a gelato. There's multiple stalls around the ship, and it was only this extra surcharge.
So we've got to talk about the entertainment.
Yeah.
This was some of the best entertainment I think we had seen at sea.
Yeah, I mean, trying to cater for a multilingual audience is very difficult, and yes, it was at 5 languages at times to introduce and at the end of the show. However, the shows themselves were spectacular.
I mean, who doesn't love a bit of Michael Jackson or Madonna? Come on.
That was great. There was some great acrobatic shows. And it was in 2 main venues. So there was the Coliseo, which was like a coliseum. It took up 3 floors in the middle of the ship, and the other was the Sanrio Theatre. So when there was something happening in one or the other, there was TVs all around the ship, so you could always see the live performances if you weren't there in person. So Kids Club on Costa is called Squawk Club, and it does cater especially for the newest ships, so Toscana and for Smeralda, from infants 0 all the way up to 18. They have a teens club as well, and they're split up into different groups. We're going to do a video on this as well, so you'll get more of an insight as to that. But Josh loved it, and he lived there all the time where he could. There is a few restrictions during COVID, but mainly it's a lot of entertainment for the children.
Squawk, for those that are wondering, is a half dolphin, half shark, half person. Go figure.
So the Squawk Club is generally open from 9 to 12 midnight, I think it is, for the older kids. And the teens can go a bit later as well. At the moment during COVID time, the only times that the kids can go in there is for a 3-hour slot. They don't do dinner or meal times at the moment, but in normal times they will resume that service.
They actually have a dedicated restaurant for the kids, so that's really good actually.
Yeah, right across from the clubs. Okay, so Costa has a really great spa, and it's probably the biggest that we've seen on sea, isn't it?
You did say that about Virgin too.
I did, but this was big. There's lots of different treatment rooms, and we did actually have the opportunity to have a spa session. The spa session itself was for 75 minutes, and being that it's COVID at the moment, they're only allowing groups in or singular groups in, so we had the whole facility to ourselves.
That was a true luxury, I have to say.
Absolutely. So what's in the spa? They've got a massive big sort of spa whirlpool. They have some hot beds.
There's a salt room.
Sauna, and the best one.
Rain showers.
The best one though. has to be the snow room.
The snow room was pretty cool.
That was so much fun.
Excuse the pun.
And we got to have a bit of a snowball fight in there. It was really, really good.
Yeah. So Costa does have a gym on board. It's not the biggest one, but it is well equipped.
Yeah, it had everything.
You do have to buy water, which is kind of a weird thing. And at the moment, you do also have to wear a mask whilst doing cardio, which I found really quite odd and difficult to do.
Yeah, and it was really warm in the gym, so we were sweating a lot. It wasn't very pleasant.
Costa Smeralda has 4 pools, 5 whirlpools, and an aqua park. The 2 outdoor pools at the aft of the ship are pretty cold. They only seem to be heated by the sun, which is one really negative, although they tend to be quieter than the main central pool.
They're only really small, really, but it's a good place to sit around.
That's a good place just to cool off and things.
Yeah. There's one in the solarium, which is a bigger pool, and that's where the only outdoor whirlpool is. It was always busy. There was also the inside pool, and that's where we probably spent most of our time. So there's a lot of lounges around there, 4 big hot tubs, which we never got to go in, and sort of a pool in the middle, which they used as sort of a DJ area and where you could splash around as well. What about the water park?
The water park was pretty cool, actually, although you take your life slightly in your own hand.
That's true. So we went on the slides. They have 2 slides for children, and then they have a racer slide and one of these bowl slides with a slide that goes down the bottom, which was absolutely lethal.
And hilarious to watch other people fail at. I personally was like, I'm not doing that.
I think we came off both with a few bumps and bruises off both those slides as well. So definitely. I think after that it was sort of, yep, we've done it, let's just move on. So on our recent cruise, we took 2 excursions. One was near the port of Civitavecchia, and that was to this town that's on the edge of extinction.
Civita de Bagnoraggio.
Yeah, and that was amazing to actually see. We had such a really good day there. The second excursion we did was up off Savona, so we went to Finaborgo and Nolli, and they are just absolutely beautiful cities. It's like going back into medieval times. With Costa at the moment, you have to go on one of their excursions. You can't just go off in port, but the actual cost of the excursions are reasonable, I think, for cruise ships. They start for €20 for a walking tour, and
really
they can
go upward from there.
Exactly, yeah.
So it's time for our final thoughts.
So some real positives that we found from Costa. I mean, it was great value for money. If you like Mediterranean holidays, it was realistically like Italy on the sea.
Definitely.
And the food and the staff were just fantastic.
Some considerations, however, we would recommend you always get a drinks package because nothing is included if you don't. The lifts are a real pain, so just be prepared. If you can't use the stairs, you're going to have to wait and plan that time in.
Yeah.
The hot tubs, we really struggled with getting in the hot tubs on this cruise. And there are some pushy sails. Really, with the spar especially, were really pushy when you were walking past. Overall, would we cruise with Costa again? Definitely.
Absolutely. Yeah, it was a great family holiday, and I would say with the 2 new ships, they are purposely built for family holidays. Thanks for watching. So we've got a cabin tour out now, and we've got upcoming videos. One's a ship tour of Costa Smeralda and also the Kids Club. And we've got other content coming out soon, so be sure to watch out for that.
You're not going to want to miss it.
No, you don't.
Bye.
Bye. Thanks for watching. Make sure you subscribe, ring the bell for notifications, like, comment, and share.
Oh.
It went flat.